Welcome in, guys. See who's going to be my first to come up here and talk to me. Come on in and talk to me, guys. I'm hoping my service is okay because we have yet another storm brewing up. Don't know how much of it we're actually going to get. The last couple storms just kind of sprinkled on us and passed us by. So, I don't know. We'll see. Come on in, say hi, guys. Just gonna kind of work on some more jewelry today. And I got quite a few pair of earrings finished. There are two of those. Just all kinds of different colors and types of guitars. For now, I got one pair of the little fan earrings done and a couple of my resin earrings done. Got a couple pairs of those done. I do have, excuse me, get them here. I do have little backer boards that I put them on, and then they go in the little baggies. That way they're ready to sell. Yeah. Hi, Bev. How are you, honey? Thank you for coming in. How are you doing today, honey? This guy 8-4. Good to see you in here. I can't believe this is Thursday already. This week has gone by so fast. I've got one more week to finish this stuff up, and I wasn't going to pour anything else, but I did get my mold that I know some of you guys that come on my lives regular. I'm doing good. Hope you are also well. I am doing fantastic. Hi, Liz. How are you, darling? Julium, is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome in. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. Nurana, hi, how are you? Good to have you in here. Good to have you in here. How are you guys all doing? You're from Turkey. Nice. Did I pronounce your name right? Julium? Did Michael try your yoga? No, he's a little, I think he's a little bit more leery about trying. He said it just looked to him like what we call cornmeal mush. We ate it a lot growing up as kids. It was, I mean, some people still eat it, I guess. It was just a little bit stiffer, thicker. He's usually not too bad with trying new things because we're always sending each other new recipes all the time, different things like that. Just, I think to him, being that it looks so much like cornmeal mush that we ate as kids. Uh, Julian, that's okay, honey. That's fine. You just do your best. We'll figure it out. We will. But since we ate so much of that as kids, I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't a huge fan of it. So I don't know. I tried to give Kevin some of it too, and he just wasn't having it. But I liked it. I don't know if maybe because I made it, but yeah, I liked it. So, but yeah, some of you that come on here regular, I had told you about wanting to start doing the little pet memorial things. Oh, thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. For my first time, I don't think I did too bad. I was pretty proud of myself. So I appreciate you saying that. But like I was saying, excuse me, I had told some of you guys about wanting to do the little pet memorial things with, that you can put either, like if somebody loses a pet and they have the pet cremated, you can use some of the ashes, or you can just use fur clippings from the pet, and then you put them in. I've got these two are puppies, and these two are kitties. He's kind of wrapped in a little ball, and this one's just kind of laying down, but a little bit, yeah, not quite so balled up there. But yes, Kevin, my puppy, helped me out a little bit, I think rather unwillingly. Do I speak Turkish? No, I don't. I don't. I speak English, and that's really about it. That's the only I've just never. I've had, my mother was raised what we call Amish. It would be Pennsylvania Dutch. And they tried to teach me for years. My brothers picked it up just like that. Me, nope. I can understand a little bit of that, the Pennsylvania Dutch, but yeah, I've never been able to pick up another language. But anyhow, Kevin kind of helped me out, a little unwilling, gave me a little bit of his fur. He's about due for a haircut anyhow. So Mommy took some fur clippings from around his ears. So wasn't real happy about it, but I was thankful for it, because now I can do a couple of these as examples for people, so they can see what I make. And now whenever, of course, gonna say the same thing. Whenever you are doing resin, your face and voice are very nice. You're very kind. I followed your channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But as far as doing resin, of course, Osfang, this is the brand that I use mostly. I get it off of Amazon, and it's just a 50-50 mix. You have part A, and then you have part B, and that is always the big thing, is make sure you get your measurements correct, and make sure you thoroughly mix it, which usually takes a good 3 to 4 minutes. You can usually see kind of cloudiness through it with part A and part B. And as long as you get that mixed up thoroughly, it's very difficult after that to really mess it up. You can do so many different things with it. But of course, putting the fur and stuff like that in it, putting things in it, as of right now, I'm just going to start with doing it clear. That way you can really see because of course Kevin's fur is a very, very light tan, almost white. Unless I would have got it off his back, then it's a little bit, uh, he's got a little bit of black fur back there, a very light black. But, hello, Wanga lady. How are you, darling? Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just telling everybody, I wasn't going to really make anything else before the sale next weekend. I have 1 week to get all this stuff finished up. I got quite a few of the earrings done the other day, and but I got my pet molds that I've been waiting for. So I am going to pour a few of those just so people can see what it is that I am talking about making. So these, I will pour them today, of course, as a lot of you guys know, it takes 24 hours at least for it to completely set up. We got a storm coming in today, but they have told us all week long that it was going to storm, and every single day that we had dark clouds go over us was figuring on a big storm coming in, and we'd get a few sprinkles, and then the rest of it would just pass right over us. And I think Kevin would go off barking every once in a while because of course Kevin hates storms. So he would go on his little tangent with his barking and everything. But they say that dogs can literally hear thunder and lightning from a mile away. So I think he could hear the storm, the main part of the storm hitting somewhere else. We just weren't getting it. It just kind of went past us. What am I doing right now? I just discovered your channel. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Yes, I do a lot of art stuff with resin. It's basically two liquids that you mix together, a part A and a part B. And after they have sat for a while, they start getting really, really warm, and then they harden. And I've made all kinds of different things. These are there's 4 of these that sit in a triangle on a base, and then you put like a little electric tea light candle in it. I do have to make sure I tell people with those not to put a regular candle in there because resin and heat do not mix at all. Extreme high heats like fires, anything like that, will actually cause your resin to melt. It doesn't like literally melt back down to this. That's pretty much a liquid. It doesn't melt back down to that, but it does warp really bad. It gets way out of shape really bad. So you really don't want to get a lot of heat. So the best thing for people to do with those would just be to use the little battery operated tea light candles. Safest route. Of course, a lot of you know I make my little lanterns and the little trinket bowl things that are sitting over there, you can see. And jewelry. I make cutting boards. Just all kinds of things that I do with them. I make domino sets with a box that they come in. Red's Room TV actually got his yesterday. I believe he received his. And he will be opening that. He's supposed to be opening that tomorrow on his live at 4:15, I believe. If anybody is interested in going over there and checking out what his ended up looking like. He actually wanted one of them that I had already made, but I finessed it for him a little bit and kind of did the whole ninja thing for him. Uh, so, um, if any of you are interested in checking that out, you can go over to Red's Room TV and check out what his domino set looked like. Not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to pay attention while I am doing this. Okay, now I poured this into the molds, and now I'm going to add Kevin's fur into all four of them, cat and dog. It's just simply so people can see what they look like. I know this isn't cat fur. I don't have a cat, so believe me, any of the cats that come anywhere near my house, I would get scratched to pieces if I tried to get close enough to them. Most of the cats in our neighborhood are wild cats. They are feral, and they can get very, very, very mean. So I don't, I really don't try to mess with them a whole lot. I just try to keep my distance, and I think I will stay a whole lot safer that way. Yeah. So right now I am just, I got this in here. I need a little, I just stuck that to my arm. That is one thing about resin, guys. And I've said it a lot of times for those that are on a lot. It is very sticky, hence the gloves. I always want to wear gloves. Please, if you are sensitive to smells, this is very low viscosity resin, so it doesn't have very much of a smell at all. So it depends on what kind of resin you use. It could have a lot stronger smell to it, so you may want to make sure you have good ventilation, even maybe a fan running, something like that, and wear a mask if you need to. So I can't wear a mask personally because of past history of things, as I've said to a lot of you guys. I always feel like I'm suffocating, so I can't have something over my face. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this hair to go where I want it to. And I know it's an animal, so you should actually be calling it fur, but they say because my dog is a Yorkshire Terrier. A Yorkie is what they say, their fur is more like hair because they don't shed, and their fur or hair is more like ours is. They don't have the second layer of hair, and they say the consistency of their fur is more like people hair, so I just end up calling it hair. And they don't shed. I love that they don't shed, because yeah, I'm not a big one on having animal fur laying around my house at all. But me and Michael, my husband, and we shed more hair than the dog does. We really do. Trying to get some of these bubbles to come up. Now, most of the time, these will, the bubbles will work their way to the top. I'm not really sure why right now, but it just seems like my resin's acting a little funny today. I just mixed it, and it seems, in the mold here, it just seems like it is very goopy. I don't know. Something's just weird about it. I don't know. Hopefully it sets up okay. The room seems a bit cooler today than what it has been, probably because of the difference in the weather. And I know that the building that we are in, all this week they have been putting new roofing on the building, so they are trying to hurry and do that before any storms or anything comes in. Excuse me. My nose keeps itching, and then I go to scratch my nose, and I forget I've got puppy fur stuck to my hands, and it keeps, oh, it's gonna make me sneeze. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get some of these bubbles to pop, and it's not quite cooperating with me today. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm going to, my handy dandy heat gun. That'll just kind of heat that resin up a little bit and hopefully get it to thin out a little bit, so if some of those bubbles come to the top and pop for me. Like I said, I'm not sure what is going on with it, why it just really seems kind of goopy today. It's not usually like this. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to move this over here. I brought this board over here. And then that way I can finish filling it. Actually, it's not completely to the top yet. Miss Titi, how are you, honey? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. It's not quite to the top yet. So what I might do, and I think they may look a little bit nicer, is I might wait until tomorrow, and I'm going to end up moving this board, and this is why I put this over here so I can move them later without dumping it. And I'll put it over at the side over here because I've already got that leveled. This here I don't think is quite level. I think it kind of sits with a little bit of tilt to it. So whenever I get everything finished, because of course, you know me, I over mix things, and so now I have to figure out what to make with the rest of that resin. Oh, I forgot I started this little guy. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do, is see if I can get getting little noises and stuff. It sounds like things falling down through the registers where they're working on stuff up on the roof. What you making? Well, I've got to finish up a lot of my earrings. I was showing them. I got about 15 pair done the other day. Earrings, little guitars, a lot of different colors and kinds of guitars and stuff. These are some of the earrings. I got a couple pair of those that I've made out of the resin. And then I got a pair of the little fan earrings. Got those done. So I need to finish up the rest of my earrings. I've got a few of the these little guys. They'll just be like little keychains. People in our area are big on guns. I don't know why. Sorry. I mean, I can't say sorry because we kind of are too, but you know, that's for safety only. I got a couple of these to do, little flowers. Those will be keychains. So I got a couple of those to finish up. I've got a couple of the little triangle candle holder thingies that I need to put together yet. But I was doing the memorial thing with the dog and cat that I had told you guys about before. Hi, my Mary. Thank you for coming in, love. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I'm wearing blue today, so I thought that would match pretty good. Match. Right now, I have a little bit of resin before I get the rest of this started. I poured my cat and dog things and put Kevin's fur in there that he so willingly gave us. And I'm going to let those set up. I was going to do the whole thing, like I was saying, when you're doing these with the fur and stuff, you almost want to do them clear. That way you can actually see the fur, because it would be very difficult to see the fur if they're a colored resin. Hello, Anastasia. Thank you for coming in, love. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. If you like watching, you know, go to my channel and subscribe. Hit the buy me a coffee if you want to. You know, not pushing anybody, but it's there. It's there. But yeah, I have to use the rest of this resin because I always, you guys know me, you've watched me long enough, always end up pouring way more than I need, so I need to use it up. So I poured the hat of this little gnome guy the other day, and so I'm just going to use the rest of, fill him up, just going to fill him up and see how he turns out. This will be actually the first one of these little gnome dudes that I make. He's a little wobbly. He's kind of worrying me a little bit. He's a little, yeah. He's kind of scaring me a little bit there. I'm praying that he stays put. So, what are you making today? Just working on some stuff, finishing up. I still have a couple spiders that I finish up yet. You guys seen my spiders before, right? Let me show. I'll show some people that haven't seen them. I'll show you this guy because he's actually got his eyeballs and everything. My little spider guys. Yeah, that's the clear one. And I've got a black one. I've got another black one to make and a red one. And I just put little eyeballs on them. Just little cute little things. But then I, you know, just finishing up some stuff and doing the little pet memorial things. I need to get colored ratings. Okay, colored ratings. You'll have to let me know what that is. You know me, I'm a little slow on the go with some of this stuff, love. Okay, trying to get rid of some of these bubbles. Give me a second here, guys, because I'm going to move this guy over here. Like I said, I already know that spot is completely leveled out. So I need to put these guys on there so I know they're not going to flop on me. Let's see, I still have a tiny, tiny little bit. Really don't have anything else to use. Earrings, yeah, yeah. Oh, you need to get colored earrings. Earrings, gotcha. I gotcha. Well, what's your favorite color, honey? Tell me what your favorite color is. What's your favorite color, Mary? I love that I got a much better coffee pot for up here. So now I can have my coffee. Actually, good coffee. Yeah. Not sure if it's my service coming through slow. Or did we lose Mary? Mary, Mary, Mary. My love, where are you? Oh, that's what I can do. I know it's going to take me 4 of them. I love colors. Can't choose when it comes to outfits and jewelry. You just love all colors? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. When I send your cutting board the way we had discussed, I will also send you some earrings that I have made myself. How about that? Would you like that? Mary, you are undecided when it comes to colors. You know, there are people like that, though. There are people that just absolutely love anything color. They don't care what color it is, just color. And that's okay. That's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. But what I'm going to do with the rest of this, and I just need a tiny bit to fill up my little circle guy there, is my chess set that I made. I've only made one, and as of right now, until after the sale, because I've got way too much other stuff. Yeah, I made the cutting board for Trini. I did. That one has been finished for a good while. What did I do with Trini's? Oh, good God, I've got cutting boards everywhere. A lot of those will go in the sale. Pork Boss. There it is. Trini's Pork Boss. See, it's got a little muffin tin and a mixing spoon, a little pot holder thingy, and a little frying pan, little whisk. Since he does so much with cooking. So yeah, did that. But the thing is, getting it to him, that's a little bit, shipping overseas is extremely, extremely expensive. I just sent I was saying that Red's Room got his domino set, and I sent that to him, and it was supposed to cost $32, I think, and it ended up costing me 50 to actually ship that, and that was to Canada, and they're right next door to us. So but Reds is going to open that on Friday on his channel, and he's got a pretty big following. So, I mean, I'm appreciative of that, because between him and BOK, that kind of gets my stuff out there. It's kind of shown all over the place. So, yeah. Yeah, that'll kind of, I mean, I have no problem if somebody wants to pay for whatever the shipping is to have something sent. I will, but, you know, I wanted to do interior design, so it challenged me to choose colors. You sound like my mom. You're not as old as my mom by any means, but you sound like her, because my mom was just like that. My mom wanted to do anything from interior design to weddings, different things like that. She did our wedding for us. And sad to say, that was one of the last things she got to do for us, because she passed away not long afterwards. But she did get to do that. So it was kind of nice that I kind of got to make a dream come true for her. So she did our wedding for us, and she did an absolute beautiful job. She did have a favorite color, which was purple. Check it out for Trini so he could take it from there. I think I sent a picture of it to Trini. Check it out. You see, I don't know if I would send his to Mary the way I'm going to send hers. And then I don't know how to do that. And then we could figure out a postage from there to, well, he's in Finland though. That's still going to cost a fortune. That's still going to cost a fortune, I would imagine. From Kenya to Finland, yeah, that's probably still going to cost a lot in postage. So, I don't know. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get it to him. Because I was thinking once it gets overseas, then maybe it's not going to be so much, but still, I think Kenya and Finland's still a good ways away from each other, if I'm not mistaken. My favorite color is burgundy. Almost like that. Well, no, that's a deep red. That's almost a ruby red. It's very hard to find a true burgundy color. To me, you got to be able to see kind of purple, red, black, brown, all mixed together. Yeah. So it's very difficult to find a true burgundy. There's a lot of colors that say it's burgundy, and it's not. It's not. But I'm okay with any, you know, as long as it's close, I'm okay with it. But yeah, a true burgundy is very difficult to find. So, Miss TT, do you have a favorite color, honey? What's your favorite color? But yeah, I think that's all as far as I'm going to pour today. I actually have to bring, well, I have, let's see if I can turn you guys, see all those there? That's a lot of empty boxes. I know, my room is an absolute disaster until I figure out where to put everything yet. That's a lot of empty boxes, and those are all for shipping anything. You don't love pink. I don't like pink either. I'm not a pink person. Once in a great while I'll wear it if it's something that Michael has got me, but I'm just not a pink person. I don't know if it's, oh, here, I'll show you. Hang on a second. This is part of my wedding bouquet. Actually, these are the bouquets that the bridesmaids and stuff like that carried. So we had the burgundy colored calla lilies, and then kind of an off-white cream color. So I have a lot of those left over to do something with. Just haven't done anything with them as of yet. So my mom put those together. Calla lilies are my absolute favorite flower. Love them. One flower I don't care for is roses. I think roses are beautiful, but I don't care for them simply because they are used a lot for funerals around here. I don't know about where you guys are from, but roses are used a lot for funerals in our area. And so they remind me of funerals, they remind me of death. So I'm just not a huge fan of roses. Now they do seem to be coming out with a lot more roses, and they're kind of a mishmash of colors, and they are very gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous flowers. But I just, when I smell roses, I think of funerals. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of roses. I've already got it understood by everybody in my family that one of these days, hopefully a long way from now, when I pass away, they are not allowed to have roses at my funeral. So even at my funeral, I don't want them there, simply because in my mind, I'm not dead. You know, my body's gone, but you know, my spirit's still there. So I don't want a death flower at my funeral. I want happy flowers like sunflowers and calla lilies and stuff like that. Yeah, happy flowers. That's what I want. At my funeral, I will literally be, I've already got music picked out, and they'll be playing jazz music. Just a Closer Walk with Thee is a good song that will be played at my funeral, and it will be played by a jazz band. Just so it's upbeat. I don't want people to sit around and cry. I mean, I know everybody goes through a time of mourning when you lose somebody that you love, but you know, I guess I look at it as my soul is just passing on to my next home, you know, so that's how I choose to look at when somebody passes away. If I know them to be a good person, and they, you know, I'm not going to say anything about what may happen to if they weren't a good person, but I'm just saying, if I know them to be a good person, I have no doubt where they went to, and I don't like looking at funerals as a time of loss. Uh, I love flowers. Most of these people around me don't give me flowers, and I keep saying it. I need to buy me beautiful flowers. Yeah, sometimes you just need to buy your own flowers, honey. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with buying yourself flowers. Michael doesn't buy me flowers simply because we had an understanding in the beginning that I don't like when people buy me flowers because they don't last very long. They only last maybe a week and then they die off and they're gone. I would rather you buy me a pot of flowers or flower seeds or something like that, flowers that are going to last a long time, not something that's going to just die off in a week or something. So Michael's just never bought them for me, and I have no problem with that. But that's just me. I would, like I said, I would rather somebody buy me a pack of flower seeds that I can plant them and they're going to last for months or years, depending on what kind of flowers you plant and where you plant them. This morning I actually got my strawberry plants planted. I have 2 pots because where we normally put our fruits and vegetables in the ground, we're kind of letting the ground rest this year. So we're not planting anything there. So I told Michael if we're going to plant anything food-wise, it's got to be in a flower pot. So I do have one real humongous flower pot, and that is what I will put a tomato plant in. Because we have to have, for us, we're big nuts on fresh tomatoes. So, yeah, we will plant at least 1, possibly 2 tomatoes in that real big pot. And then I have a lot of smaller pots. So I did 2 pots this morning. Each pot has 3 plants in it, strawberry plants. It's a lot, but this is kind of their first year of growing too. So I'm not really sure that I'll get a whole lot out of them. I may get a few out of them, but we'll see. But come next year, then I should get a lot more. They'll spread out a little bit more, and we should be able to get a lot more out of them then. So yeah. So what do we got? 48 minutes that I've been on. Can't wait to the day I'll have my garden. You know what, Mary? Come over here to Mama and I'll take care of you, honey. We'll put a huge garden in. We will put a huge garden in. So we've actually got old car tires from the last couple years because it's easier for us to keep them and find something to do with them than it is to leave them at the store and have them dispose of them, because then they want to charge an arm and a leg to dispose of them. And a lot of times Michael can just take them out to a buddy of his and he'll dispose of them for us. So we have about 12 of them. And, we don't run our tires for very long. So they still got some good wear on them. So, if there's people that want to buy them for like a spare tire or something like that, that's kind of why he's putting them in the sale. Just to, if somebody wants them for a spare tire or something, And then whatever doesn't sell, I actually have some craft ideas on what to use for my for the old tires. Sorry, I was losing my train of thought there. Pauline, hello, love. Thank you for coming in, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. It's good to have you in here. How's the building? It's nighttime over there by now. I know it is. How did everything go as far as the building and stuff today? I love your hairstyles always. Thank you. It's a little sloppy today. I just kind of flopped it up and, you know, I thought, yeah, I'm just coming up here today and doing this. So, actually, I think I'm done with anything resin. So I'm going to go ahead and take the gloves off because now my hands are sweating really bad. Let me get some of these that I've already got done. I'll get these bagged up. I'll show you guys again. I'm not sure if some of you maybe haven't seen them yet. I actually got business cards. Finally got my business cards. So every time somebody buys something or an order ships out, the business card goes with it. Yeah. So that's the name of my business, M&M Crafts. So I'm excited. It makes me official. I've got a business card. Started now, darling. I am happy you're supporting it with your heart. Oh, I love that is started for you. I love that is going up and going good. I love that for you. I know you have looked forward to that for a good long time, and I am just beyond tickled to death. Beyond tickled to death for you with that. I wish I would have got longer backer cards because you can see how they kind of hang a little bit. Yeah. Makes it a little harder whenever you stick them in the bag because then they want to kind of come up the bag instead of staying where I need them to. Yeah. But we're going to make it work because this is what I've got. And like I said, I've only got 1 week to get a lot of this stuff finished and bagged up and ready to go. Of course, I still have to come up with prices of things. I am very bad at pricing anything. See how they kind of scrunch up in the bag? I'm not, I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see with the glare of the light, but it's okay. It'll work for now. I have a poor network. It's okay, honey. You guys don't have to explain nothing to me. You do you. I am always here. I try to be there for you guys as much as I absolutely can because I love you guys, and I will always do my best to be there, to be with you guys, to support you guys. Yeah, right now I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of packaging all these up, get them out of the way. It just makes them look a little bit more professional when they're packaged. Boy, these are really scrunched up in there. Not a huge fan of that at all. I don't know if, maybe if I put them, there. I'll put them up over the corner things where you would normally put a necklace because it does bring them up a little bit more. You see the little guitar earrings? classy looking. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Some days I do feel nice, and other days, you know, we feel old, and yeah, it's just the way it goes. But like I tell people, I'm proud to that I have gotten to the old people party, because it's better than the alternative of not getting to the old people party. I would rather be old and, you know, but everybody else goes through the whole, you know, oh, I'm old, you know. So now it's just my turn to do that. I think putting them up on the corner works a little bit better. What do you guys think? I like that a little bit better. Shortens them a little bit. So, yeah, I got these bags and the little backer things quite a while ago. Just because I think it just looks a little bit nicer. Oh, what happened? My top thing came off. How in the world did I do that? Okay. Excuse me for 1 second here, guys. My little... Here we go. He's back on. Thought I was gonna lose him there for a second. Yeah, I'll show you this, Mary. These are all earrings, all different kinds of guitars, colors. Yep. They're all earrings. So all of those, all pairs of those need to go in the little, on the little backers here and in the bags. Green guitar, yellow and green guitars, yeah. Yep, I've got all kinds of colors. Red ones. They even got kind of, see if I can get this little guy, kind of little hippie looking. I thought that was really cute. Oop. Sometimes they just don't want to cooperate, and they want to do their own thing instead of what you want them to do. Come on. Just cooperate a little bit. There we go. So for those who've watched me for a good while on here, Anastasia, you like the pink ones? I've actually got these pink ones here, and I've got these pink ones here, a little bit lighter color pink. Says name on it. So I got those two pink ones. I think the only ones that are not guitars is these. I don't know what that's called, if they're a cello or a bass, I don't know. It's an instrument, that's all I know. And then I've got a lot more of the fans to do into earrings. These will be a pair, which I thought were really pretty. And then got the blue ones here. So I've got a bunch of those. And then I've got a bunch of very unique, which will only be one pair. There won't be, unless I can find a whole bunch more like these. There'll only be one pair of each of these, and they're little guitar picks. These are gold. Got a pair of the gold ones, gold guitar picks. And then I've got a pair of these, which I thought was really cool. It's kind of a swirl of colors in there. I made guitar pick earrings once before, and I was really shocked how much people just absolutely went crazy for them. They absolutely loved them. And so yeah, I thought I'd do, those are kind of pearl, like a pearl color. And you got some purple colors. I wish you guys could see them online because, or in person, because they are a lot prettier. I think the colors and stuff are a lot prettier in person than what I'm sure you guys see through a camera. But the ones I made years ago were such a huge hit. People absolutely loved them. And so I thought, you know, make a few pair of the guitar earrings and see what people think of them. See how they go. But like I said, you know, I don't know how long I'll be doing like jewelry, because I found out that it's not really, jewelry is not really getting it for me. Because there's so much little tiny detail with things, putting things together and stuff like that, that my eyes aren't the greatest, so it's a little hard on my eyes when I'm putting them together. I know, Mary, you don't like pink, but red is your favorite. You like red, huh, Mary? I love red. Love red. But red's along the lines of burgundy, too, so, you know, it works. Then, of course, I like anything that goes with burgundy, which is pink, gray, black, white, you know. A lot of those will go together. Pink, gold, and purple. Ooh. I don't like, I'm not a big fan of the pink, but I like the gold and purple. I do like the gold and purple. Yes, I do. See, you guys are right up my alley, because the purple and the red both are kind of in burgundy, so yeah, that's just kind of right up my alley right there. Yeah, you guys don't forget that I will be on, and I know Anastasia, I know you know, Mary, I know you know. I will be on with Goga on the 26th. So I am very excited about that. Oh, I am excited, I am excited. My sweet Goga, I'm telling you, I have called him that for quite some time now. And so I'm pretty excited when he asked me to be on his be on his Sunday service thing, and so yeah, I'm excited about that and looking forward to it. I know I do, honey. I know. I know you love me. I love you to pieces. I love all my girls. Tell you what, I have met so many wonderful people on here since I got started. And there are several of you that truly hold my heart. And it has blessed my life that I have met you guys and got to know you and found out that me and Anastasia both have a granddaughter named Hadassah. And I thought that just absolutely floored me, because that's such an unusual name. You don't hear that name very often. And so that really, really touched my heart when I found that out. I think I was actually babysitting one of my granddaughters at the time when Anastasia told me that she has a granddaughter named Hadassah. And so yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I might end up just getting these on the backers today, and then I'll come back up tomorrow, and because I've kind of got stuff everywhere right now, and it's kind of difficult for me to get my brain together. What I need to do is bring boxes up to put this stuff in for the sale next week. Everything that is finished needs to go in boxes, and that way I know what's going, I know what's completely finished, and I can kind of get it out of my way as I finish up other stuff. That way I'm not sitting and really focusing on it, because, you know, out of sight, out of mind type thing. So I think if I get whatever is going in the sale boxed up and just get it out of my way, then I won't have to worry about it. I know it's done and I know it's ready to go. So might end up doing that tomorrow, just bringing up some bigger boxes that the stuff's going to go in to take down to the house. And I will probably end up being live with you guys a lot of the day next Saturday. This is the second name of Esther. Yeah. Yep. Actually, Anastasia, that would be Esther's first name. Esther was her second name. Hadassah was her birth name, so that would have been her first name. And then they called her Esther while she was kind of hidden, so to speak, until she could reveal who she was and what her purpose was. So yes, it is a very unusual name. It's not a name that you hear very often at all. And when I chose that name, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And what's nice is, you know, my youngest granddaughter through my oldest daughter, do more lives whenever you have time. Yes, I'm going to try to do as many as I can while I'm up here working on this stuff over the next week. And like I said, I will have my yard sale, the town yard sales, next Friday and Saturday, which that whole weekend's going to be fun because, you know, I have the yard sales Friday and Saturday, and then I'm on with Goga for however long on Sunday. So yeah, we definitely need to rest and relax as much as we possibly can this weekend, because next weekend is just going to go, 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 go. Yes. Make sure I get the right 2 yellow ones together here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Slippery little buggers, aren't they? Yeah, Kevin wasn't very happy that I didn't bring him with me today. But I just was not. I knew I was going to be up here for a good while, and I just wasn't going to mess with him because he gets very, after I'm up here for a while, he starts getting very restless, and he wants to go. And of course, if anybody knows anything about Yorkies at all, a Yorkie is your typical small dog. They think they are the boss of everything. And Kevin is a big one that really thinks he's the boss of everything. And he thinks he can tell you when it's bedtime, and when he's up here with me, when he is ready to go, he thinks, okay, Mom needs to just put everything down, put it away, and go home. And it doesn't always work that way. And then he starts getting to where he'll come up and start pawing at your ankles and different things like that. And I'm not a big fan of being told what to do, especially by a dog. But it's kind of our fault too, because after so long, you know, we do give in to him. So I can't really complain a whole lot. Yes, Kevin. Kevin is a very, very spoiled puppy. Very spoiled puppy. All right, guys. I got you. Check that out. That is a lot of earrings to sell. That's a lot. And I've got a whole pile there already that's already wrapped up that I did quite a while ago. So, yes, I have got quite a few pairs that are already finished. I was going to do some of the swords into earrings, but by the looks of it over there, I already have some done. Must have forgotten that I did them. See, these are the little swords and stuff. I thought they were pretty cool looking. And I have a few of those that are earrings, pairs of earrings of those, different kinds. Yeah. So I have some of those made up. So, whew, Kevin ain't spoiled. He got a sweet mummy. Well, I appreciate that you think I'm sweet, but yes, Kevin is extremely spoiled. Yeah. Kevin is spoiled enough that when we go out to eat somewhere, Michael feels that it is unfair to Kevin if we don't bring him something home to eat as well. Because when we are home, Kevin eats the same as what we do. Whatever we have for supper, that's what Kevin has for supper. So Michael feels bad whenever we don't bring home something for him, because then he's going to feel left out. So it doesn't matter if it's fast food, if it's restaurant food, what it is. If we go out to eat, Kevin's going to get it too. So that's how spoiled Kevin is. And after Kevin eats supper, almost every night, Kevin, we buy little ice cream cups. It's just like little cups like that, has ice cream in it. And Kevin gets his own little ice cream cup every single night. He loves that. And he has his own little choo-choos, his special choo-choos. He's got a ton of toys that he plays with, different things like, yeah, that dog, I'm telling you, I need to get a toy box just for Kevin. It's ridiculous. Miss Annaboo, thank you for coming in, honey. How are you? How are you, darling? I'm just kind of working on some of my jewelry here, my earrings and stuff like that. Now, got all the guitars and everything ones done. Now I've just got a ton of the ones, the resin ones that I've made. Yeah. Well, that's good. I seen some of the pictures that you were doing on your channel with the I don't know, it almost looked like a makeup and hair crew or something. I don't know what it looked like. But I loved the pictures. They were gorgeous pictures. You have been busy. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Just trying to, I actually took a couple of my coaster sets and wrapped them up real good and everything to put those in the sale. Like I said, it's very hard for you guys to see, but these kind of have a holographic effect on them. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I absolutely love these. I like the black ones better than I do the gold ones, because I think the holographic thing shows up on it better. And then I've got 2 of my domino sets. I'm going to get started working on yours, Miss Annaboo, so whenever you want them, no rush, your timing, but just so I can get it done. This is one of the sets, the box, and these are the ones that has they're the clear dominoes with the little bit of red glitter in them. And then I've got the flower set. I've got the little tiny dried flowers in there. So I do have 2 of those sets done. I've got 2 of the lanterns done. I've got 3 of the little jewelry bowls. You guys can see that. Little trinket dishes, bowls, whatever you want to call them. I've got 3 of those done. Got a couple of the spiders done. I need to find, for these here, you put a clear tube down in there to put like little flowers or something like that in it. I need to actually measure that to see what size tube. I need to get me a few tubes for those. Stick down in there. And I got these done finally. You see how it hangs? I was explaining to you guys before how that hangs off the love. And then you can have those custom made and put like a picture in the heart, or words of some kind, you know, different things like that. And then of course my little carousels as little, like, baby gifts for somebody who's having a baby. I only ever made one of these. I don't know why I only ever made one. It's just something that just kind of stands up. I thought it was cute. I've got a few of the ink pens, a lot of the resin rings, of course, that I've done. I've got a ton of the keychains, the puppy paw keychains, and the little daggers keychains, and sunflower keychains, different things like that. I've got all kinds of them. I don't know if you guys can see them over there. Got a little shelf there. I know it's probably hard to see that over there because of the light. But yes, I've got a lot of stuff, thankfully, that's going to be able to go into the yard sale. So this stuff can get out. People can see what it is I do. And yeah. And of course, I've got my first chess set. I've got it finished. Of course, I've got this little beauty here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says sunshine mixed with a little hurricane. Sweet Mary. So I got that one ready to go to somebody. Yep. So just work and trying to get this stuff done and get everything finished up. I think once I get everything completely finished up, get it boxed up, then I'm going to take a few days and just thoroughly clean everything again. Because right now I've kind of got stuff a little bit everywhere. Because the last while it's just been go, trying to get stuff done as much as possible. So yeah, everything has kind of got out of place and stuff like that. So, and then there's a couple other, depending on how certain things sell. Being the first sale like this, of course, this is where I find out what sells, what doesn't sell, and kind of go from there. So, yeah, we will see. Miss Annaboo, I wanted to show you this, honey. I actually I poured black dominoes, and I had a little bit of yellow mixed up, because you said you kind of like a swirl of yellow through it. And so I put it in the black just to see how it would go. And it actually turned green. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, I have to figure out a whole different way of putting the yellow in the black dominoes, because it wants to turn green on me instead of staying yellow. So we'll figure it out. I promise we will. We will figure it out. Hello, Joshua. How are you? Good to have you in here. Let's see, none of my clocks work right now. Okay, it's 4:45. So I can stay on till 5 o'clock, guys, and then I'm going to have to jump off and get myself at home. Captain, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you. It's just kind of, we're just sitting here gabbing right now. I've kind of got everything boxed up there, or packaged up, I should say, that I need, and was just kind of showing them a little bit of stuff that I've gotten finished, and I am doing good. How is everything on my side? Everything on my side is fantastic. It always is. Always. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. You know, it's funny to me that I can actually say that as much as I do. I like that music and that short, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. That is, my dear friend Trini was the one that actually made my songs for me, and I am deeply appreciative of that. He did a phenomenal job on my songs, and I just absolutely love them. He kind of sent me 2 versions of them, of the song. They're almost exactly the same, just maybe a little bit. One's just a little bit faster beat, I think, than what the other one is. But yes, I absolutely love the songs. So I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. Melissa, I am glad. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't try to get into a whole lot of stuff, you know, because I don't know. I like to, I shouldn't say I like to brag about the life I have, but I do. Because the vast majority of my start out years were excessively bad. So it is kind of beyond a blessing to me to have life as beautiful as I do now. Because it wasn't until I hit about 50 till my life became wonderful. So the first 50 years of my life were excessively hard, almost unfairly hard. But we all have our things that we go through, and it's how you get through them. Like I've told people, you know, I don't let things beat me down. Yes, sometimes you remember things from the past, and it's hard to deal with sometimes. But you deal with it, and you don't let it defeat you, and that's the only way you can better yourself and better your life, is if you view yourself as a survivor. Always view yourself as a survivor and never a victim, and you will always come out on top, no matter what. And so that's kind of the way I look at things with life. Is it's just how you look at it and how you deal with what happens. So I did figure out the Disney Starlight Parade has EDM music. I watched that video. That was very good. I still haven't been able to ask my granddaughter if they got to see it while she was there or not. So I still don't know the answer to that. Of course, you know, with her in school all the time and different things like that, I don't get to see her a whole lot. But you know, they're kind of getting to that age too, where, you know, grandma and grandpa, you know, it's nice to see grandma and grandpa, but they're kind of the old people. They're kind of the old people. So, you know, they always say whenever they're growing up, "Oh, I'll always be here. I'll never forget about you." And you know, they start living their own life, and we expect that, and we want that for them. So, you know, I don't have a problem with that. Oh, wow, you just got me thinking. About what, Amy? About what? What I was talking about with life and stuff? I ain't saying that I should, but I actually had people talk to me over the years and told me that I should do counseling with people because of how I look at things with surviving things and getting past things. I don't know. I don't know that I did any better than other people can. I mean, I guess you just have to really take it into what you want to do with your life. And I guess I kind of looked at it that the people that hurt me when I was younger, if I gave into it, I let them win, and I wasn't going to let them win. You know, it's my life, and I've seen too many people that have been through hard times in life, and they completely let it defeat them. They completely let it destroy them. I've had people personally in my family that I've seen it happen to quite a few times, and it is a very difficult thing to watch. It's just a different opinion, but you are not wrong. Well, and that's what I tell people too. Everybody has an opinion. That's why I'm not one that gets offended very easily at all, because I know everybody is entitled to their opinions. The only thing I ever ask anybody is, you know, because everybody's entitled to their opinions, if you're going to ask me my opinion, don't get upset with me if my opinion differs from you, because I'm not going to get upset if your opinion differs from me. You know, it's your opinion. So, and everybody's entitled to them. Did you saw who appeared, Melissa, in the parade? Who appeared in the parade? I've seen a lot of, like, Snow White and see the lights got dark. Yeah, I seen that. I don't know a lot of the cartoons anymore that they have. Cartoons are kind of out of my age range. Sorry. They just are. You know, I'm over 55 and a half years old. You know, cartoons are a childhood thing, and I don't. That is very fair. In the end, we live life as we know it best. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I do. I actually had a conversation the other day with somebody about love. I know that's a deep conversation to get into, right? But, you know, they say you have 3 loves in your life, and each one, you actually do love them, even though, you know, once you find your true love, the one that lasts, you realize what true love really is. But each one that you love with what you know love to be at that time. And usually your first love that you have is usually at a very young age. You could be in school or just getting out of school, somewhere in that vicinity, something pretty young. We call it puppy love. It's very, very seldom that that's actually true love, because it's a childlike love. So it's kind of hard to develop a true love from that understanding of love. But then you have a second love, which is usually about the middle point in your life. And that's usually the one that's the hardest, because a lot of times that ends up hurting you and teaching you a lot of life lessons that maybe you don't want to learn, but you need to. And it's really up to you what you choose to do with that. Do you learn from it, or do you take it and go the wrong way and let it destroy you? And then, of course, you have a third love, and that's usually the love that God intended you to have. I remember whenever I met Michael the first time, me and Michael had been talking online for 20 days. The first time he ever talked to me was on April 1st, which we kind of giggle about, April Fool's Day. But it's a heck of a joke, because it's, as perfect as it's been, I can't really see it as a joke. But I guess the joke's on everybody else that thought that it wasn't going to work. But yes, when me and Michael first met, it was April 1st, first time he spoke to me. And then we talked for 20 days. And then on April 20th, I snuck down here in this little town and stopped and grabbed coffee, because I already knew how him and I both liked our coffee the exact same way. Surprise, surprise. And I stopped down here, surprised him to the place that he was a nervous wreck and broke out in hives. And I came in with coffee, and we stood and talked for about a half an hour. And I left, and I was already, it's funny because we only knew each other for 20 days, and I was already feeling that pull towards him, that he was the right one. But I was still kind of in a healing stage from other things in my life, from my last marriage, from my first marriage. And so I was a little leery. And so on my way home, and I don't know if any of you believe in God literally talking to you, if you've ever heard that happen. But I have a lot of times in my life. And I can somewhat describe the voice to you if you ask. But I can remember God telling me, this one's for you. This is the life and the love that I had planned for you. And this is the man that is going to take care of you and show you the love that I meant for you to have your entire life. And he will be the one to protect you and show you what living really is. And he has done precisely that ever since I met him. So that's why I tell people, it's hard for me not to brag. I know maybe some people get tired of hearing the stories about me and Michael. And I only tell them because it is such a phenomenal thing, in my opinion. Yes, you learn from it or run from it. I am still hopeful I will meet my partner when that time is right. I believe that for everybody. I believe if you're not looking for it, it happens more times than when you're looking for it, because when we're looking for it ourselves, and this is just from what I've experienced myself and what I've seen other people experience, usually when we look for it ourselves, we end up getting it wrong, because we run more on lust, attraction, more than what our hearts are telling us, and that's kind of where we mess it up. But like when me and Michael met, neither one of us were looking for somebody else. We were both kind of to a place where we thought we were going to be on our own for the rest of our lives, and we were fine with that. And so when we weren't looking, lo and behold, that's when it happened. So that's when God decided that we were ready to meet each other. And so yeah, I mean, everything, I would say everything's been as perfect can possibly be between two people since me and Michael met. So it is out there. It truly is. I believe everybody has the one that God intended you to be with. It's just are you going to rush and find it, or are you going to let God find it for you and bring it into your life? So, that's just how I view things. I know there's people that don't believe in God, and that's what you choose, But it's hard. It's hard for me to say when I know somebody doesn't believe in God, and that's hard for me to grasp that concept, because I've learned about God and got to know Him differently as I've gotten older. So I have a lot different viewpoints of God than probably a lot of people do. Just things that I believe He's shown me. When I sent you that video, Melissa, how many people were there watching the parade as well when you saw that? I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know that I really paid any attention to that. There wasn't anybody else with me. I was by myself. But as far as the number of people watching the video at the time, I really couldn't tell you. I can't recall that I even looked at that. So I think actually, I think I caught it right after you put it up, so I may have been the only one at the time that watched it and had seen it. So, but I have gabbed your guys' ears off, and I am sorry for that. Not sorry, but I'm sorry, I was supposed to be about this today, and I always end up getting off, sidetracked, gabbing about other things. So I am going to actually jump off here, and I will let you guys go, so I can get a few more things done, and I'm going to have to run home and get stuff done at home. So I thank you guys very much. Anybody that hasn't, if you want to go to my channel, subscribe, and buy me a coffee if you want to. I'd appreciate it. But I am going to jump off here. Denise, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in, honey. You're catching me just as I'm getting ready to jump off. I'm sorry. I have truly got to get out of here and get some stuff put away and get going. But I hope I hope that I catch you the next time. You can watch the replay on everything. I would appreciate that. Um, Go over and subscribe. I think you've already subscribed to me. And thank you guys so much for coming in. I really appreciate all of you being here and listening. And I hope I didn't bore you too much. So I hope, at least some of this stuff maybe interests you, or anything else we got to talking about. I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep. We'll put it that way. So I'm going to jump off, and thank you guys so much for coming in, and I will see you guys all later. Have a great day.